class for IB, yeah? So I mean, I can tell you that if you're getting reasonably good grades here, it actually gets, and especially with Martin, Mr. Martins, if you're getting good grades,
that's me.
it's gonna be fun. You're gonna find it much easier with standard level next year, I think myself. Surin took both of them. So
no, I didn't take both. I mean, I took higher level at first, and I just switched out like after the Christmas holidays. And basically, high level is a huge jump. You really have to be like passionate about the maths. Like you have to sort of work every day on the maths. Like you get home maths. And yeah, the stuff you learn like in the book, it's kind of like, it's not just repetition, like doing the same examples over and over again. It's like you actually have to think about it. And yeah, it's pretty hard. So I mean, unless you're really passionate about it.
So did you find a real change going down to standard level?
Yeah, like now that I've changed to standard level, it's, I mean, well, yeah, obviously it's easier, but it's also like more straightforward. Get what I mean?
No, but seriously, like if you're going from maths now that you're doing with Mr. Martins and then you go to standard level, half of the stuff doesn't even come up in the standard level course. So it really is actually, I found it so far it's been easier than the class we had with Mr. Martins last year. But I mean, so I would really say unless you're actually going to go into something that needs mathematics like engineering or so, I wouldn't advise taking maths higher level. For example, I want to do law, so I really don't need maths, and I would really, if it's something like that, really don't go and take maths higher level. Because it is, as you said, a huge jump up. And actually, if you're taking maths standard, it's actually it's a level down.
Lenny?
Yeah, and I mean, both of them were in A1, so they can take A1s. People from A2 and A3, they should also be doing fine if you're getting reasonable grades. And that's, as you said, especially with Mr. Martins.
Oh, thank you.
He actually teach you a lot more than you need, but especially for standard level math. So yeah, it should actually be fine, and I would take standard level math again.
What are most of you thinking of taking?
Study.
Yeah. But how many are taking standard?
That's just.
Any highs? Oh, there are highs. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
And what do you guys want to do? Like, what do you want to study?
Chemical engineering.
Okay.
Chemical engineering.
Alright. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yep.
No, but the thing with like the high level, I don't know, are you like teaching them like the same stuff that because last year we did loads of extra stuff from the grade 10, I mean that were not in the grade 10 syllabus, and that really, I mean, that really helped because lots of this, like in this commerce class and as in high level, there were a few people that were not from the A1 class that I was in with Mr. Martins, and they hadn't seen a lot of this stuff, but because Mr. Martins taught us like some extra stuff that was not on the grade 10 syllabus, it was a little bit easier.
Yeah, I do that with them too, you know, and you guys, we must have spent 5 or 6 weeks on calculus, I think, didn't we? So they basically covered like almost half the calculus already, so they're not, now that they're doing calculus, it's like a piece of cake for them. They just find it very, very easy.
Well, it's not a piece of cake.
You haven't had it yet. We haven't started with our group yet.
No, well, I mean, like in the stuff that we did when I was in the high level class, like
It was not a piece of cake.
no, well,
Oh, yeah, right.
otherwise I probably would have stayed there.
But she did okay, actually. She just decided, you know, she didn't want to. Well, you know, I just talked to one of your colleagues who is going to come and talk next week to you from the high level. What's her name? Lena or Lena? Nina. Sorry, Nina. And she just came to pick up a test, and she got 78% on it. She was just as happy as can be, because up to that point, she'd never got a mark more than 4, like 4, 4, 4, 4. The only saving grace on it was everybody else was only getting 4, 4, 4, 4, with the exception of the one genius in the class who gets 7 every time. You'll meet her too. And everybody was getting, like David Dindy, and just getting 4, but they didn't let it get them down. And now they're starting to pick up steam and getting the idea that it's, in the high level, it's a total change from what you're used to in grade 10. Like, it's a quantum leap. It's like you're in university or something like that.
It's a big subject. I mean, all higher levels are big subjects, but there are easier and there are harder ones, and math high level would be your most time-consuming subject.
They say it's the hardest subject, bar none, at the high level math. Nothing harder. I think, what's the second one that they, chemistry or something like that?
Physics.
English?
Physics.
Physics, yeah. But math is no contenders. It's really, as somebody said the other day, you got, Emily, you got to like it and want to do it, and you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, you have to be really motivated.
Okay, you guys can ask some questions now. It's your turn.
I also want to do law at university, but I don't like maths at all. And I was just wondering if is studies an option, or would that be like suicide for?
No, no, studies is an option. It's not that universities don't accept that. And yeah, if you're really uncomfortable doing
Not really uncomfortable.
Well, look, I still think if you're doing relatively well here, you're not going to find it that hard in math standard. It's not a huge. I didn't find there was any big jump up, because really a lot of the stuff you don't do in standard level math. You don't need it anymore, and it is, I think, quite fairly easy. But I mean, if you really don't enjoy it and you're not doing all too well here, then yeah, you can take studies level math, and it shouldn't affect the universities also.
That actually depends on the universities. There are some universities that do require standard level math just to like enter for some reason.
Stefan?
When you were choosing which level of math you're going to take, did you already know which university you wanted to apply to, and did you research it, or did you just go by general idea of what you would require?
Like you don't need to know like exactly which universities you're applying to, but I mean it's always good to check up, especially if you already know what you want to study, then definitely check it up. I think it's worth checking it out. But I mean, I didn't know exactly all 5 universities, for example, I was going to apply to in the UK, but I did know, for example, which one I'd be aiming to, like the highest one. So it's good to know that. If you do know that now, check it up on UCAS or whatever, and make sure that you'll be taking the level of math you need to. No other questions?
They're skipping class, so I guess I have to send them back, right? You are skipping class.
No, not class.
Not, okay. No other questions? All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Let's give them a big hand of applause. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for coming, guys.